I will tell you a story.
Welcome to another Catholic Context microclip, where Catholic apologetic points are presented in short video clips. Brought to you by analogyapologetics.com. Have you ever met a Christian who strongly objected to the belief that Mary was assumed into heaven? While there are no verses in Scripture that state Mary was not assumed into heaven, most non-Catholic Christians are convinced Mary's assumption is a contrived doctrine invented by Catholics. Their position is if they do not find it in Scripture explicitly, it's not to be believed. While Catholics believe more than is in the Scriptures, which are those teachings that come to us from sacred tradition as practiced by the early church fathers, there is reasonable inference from Scripture itself that Mary was assumed into heaven. Mary is the new Ark of the Covenant, as profoundly illustrated in the comparison between 2 Samuel chapter 6 and Luke chapter 1. In 2 Samuel chapter 6, verse 9, David says, "How can the Ark of the Lord come to me?" In Luke chapter 1, verse 43, Elizabeth says, "How does this happen to me, that the mother of my Lord should come to me?" The similarities in these verses are undeniable. David is excited to be with the Ark of the Old Covenant, and Elizabeth is excited to be with the Ark of the New Covenant. And each stayed in their place about 3 months. Fast forward to Revelation. Chapter 11, verse 19 explicitly notes that John saw the Ark of the Covenant in the temple. After flashes of light and peals of thunder, a great portent appeared, and that was a woman clothed with the sun with a crown. She was with child, and this is obviously speaking about the Blessed Virgin Mary. Many Protestants will object to the ark in chapter 11 being associated with the woman in chapter 12 because they are in different chapters. Yet, when doing this, they fail to remember that the chapter and verse system was not implemented into the Bible until the late Middle Ages. Therefore, John did not write with chapter and verse in mind. In fact, he had to write on papyrus, tanned leather, or some other raw material, and surely wrote straight down the page, so to speak. So it is very reasonable to believe John, as the caretaker of Mary, was directly referring to Mary when he wrote these parts of the book of Revelation. A question to all who believe that Mary could not have possibly been assumed into heaven because it is not explicit in Scripture. If all things are possible with God, and God assumed Elijah into the heavens, who was just a prophet, why would it not be feasible for him to do the same for the new Ark of the Covenant, Mary, the Mother of God? Something to think about. This message is sent in charity and fraternity. Sacred Heart of Jesus, have mercy on us. The Analogy Apologetic here. If you found this or any of our videos beneficial, please hit like and subscribe, and please remember to click the bell too for reminders. Also, you can support the Analogy Apologetic mission at our Patreon page, Analogy Apologetics, where the link can be found in the description below. Thank you for listening.